Today I want to share with you part 4 of my recent interview with Dr. William Davis, MD, the New York Times best-selling author of the Wheat Belly series of books and Supergut, my personal favorite, where Dr. Davis introduced us for how to make Reuteri supercultured dairy. Hi, sweet friends. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm Mary, author of the Modern Pioneer Cookbook and now the Modern Pioneer Pantry, and I'd like to welcome you to my kitchen. But you raised a very interesting point when you were talking about SIBO, and you mentioned and forgive me if I pronounce it wrong, but the gastri, I'm not sure what the other probiotic was that you mentioned. And I do get a lot of questions about that, about mixing another probiotic with the Reuteri. And do you recommend that? And obviously for the SIBO you do. And do you recommend adding in any other probiotics, or do you not want to dilute too much the effect of the Reuteri?
So we know that the original formulation, Reuteri, Gastri, and Bacillus coagulans, we know that works. We've had 90% success in eradicating SIBO, as measured by this device, Mary. It's called the AIRE device, AIRE. This is the original that measures hydrogen gas. This is the more recent one, hydrogen gas and methane. You blow into it, talks to your smartphone, 0 to 10, and it tells you whether you're producing hydrogen gas, because your human physiology can't produce hydrogen gas, but microbes do. So there's a whole process to do this. There's a dietary prep, and then we consume, then you do a baseline measure, should be low, like 1.2. Then you consume something that microbes can metabolize. I use inulin, which is better than what they do in labs and clinics. They use lactulose. We use inulin. It's better because more microbes can consume it. You consume it like maybe 2 teaspoons inulin in your coffee or other food. You can eat the rest of your breakfast too. And then test every 30 to 45 minutes for about 90 minutes. And if it goes up more than 4 units, let's say next measurement at 45 minutes is 9.8, more than 4, it's positive. You now know microbes are living in your upper GI tract, in your small intestine, duodenum, jejunum, ileum. It tells you have SIBO. Because it takes at least 90 minutes or longer for that inulin to reach the colon, where hydrogen gas production is expected and normal. So if it's produced at 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 60 minutes, you know those microbes are living way up high. Wow. And so far, the original formulation, co-fermented, all 3, works. But I think you can improve on it because as you point out, we don't really know what happens when you grow all 3 and make repeated batches. So I was going to submit like some from the 5th batch and 10th batch to see what's the relative numbers. If it starts out a third, what happens by batch 10? Is it 90% of one, 10% of, we don't know. And to be honest, we didn't submit it because the testing was so expensive. It's $2,000 per batch. Wow. So we will, because it requires DNA sequencing. So we don't know. So the workaround, the best way to do this is to individually ferment them and consume a little of each. That's the best. Now, the one thing, so I replaced the Bacillus coagulans because it's not reliable. We're getting wild variation in numbers. It's still a really cool organism to ferment other things. For instance, it's a really great way to reduce muscle injury during strenuous exercise. So it's a real great advantage for athletes. I have a pro tennis player daughter, and she'll have to play around 3 hours in the hot sun. If she wins, she got to play again tomorrow often, where you're sore as heck. Well, so I have her take Bacillus coagulans to reduce muscle injury so she recovers faster. But despite all that, I replaced it with Bacillus subtilis. It looks like subtilis. Because, so we want microbes that inhabit the small intestine and produce bacteriocins. One of the problems, one of the limitations of the Reuteri and the Gastri is it produces bacteriocins mostly effective in killing what are called gram-negative species. There's E. coli and Salmonella. But the subtilis produces bacteriocins effective against both gram-negative and gram-positives, like Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, Enterococcus. Some people have SIBO, and it's dominant with those gram-positives. And so the addition of the Bacillus subtilis I think is a great advantage. And it has all kinds of wonderful effects all of its own. Also shrinks your waist, for instance, reduces inflammation. Now, two ways to do it. I like to make it as a sparkling juice. Delicious. It's like if I get like the mango passion fruit juice, and you get mango passion fruit soda. Almost no sugar in it. So real easy way to do this. If you have an Aldi or a Costco near you, look for the brands of kombucha. It's not kombucha, but they label it kombucha. It has the microbe Bacillus subtilis in it. So at Aldi, it's $2.19, Mary.
Wow.
Take a half cup of that, pour it into your choice of juice. Just make sure there's no preservatives because they're microbial. Make sure there's no potassium sorbate or sodium benzoate or anything like that. Cap it, agitate a little bit, loosen cap, and then we ferment at 90 degrees Fahrenheit for about 60 hours or longer. Taste it. If it's sweet, let it go another 12 to 24 hours. We don't want sugar, right? We want to get rid of the sugar. And then you consume it, and it has huge benefits. Now, if you don't want to make the juice, there's another strain of Bacillus subtilis. It's called HU58, and you can get it from Microbiome Labs. That's the company started by my friend, Dr. Kiran Krishnan. You can ferment that as yogurt. It makes a delicious yogurt. And so you have some options here. But the best way, if you've got SIBO bad, which can be very serious, Mary, and potential solutions are awful. So here you have a fantastic solution, but to stack the odds in favor of a positive result, individually ferment, consume each, maybe a quarter cup or a little more of each, and then either use the yogurt or the sparkling juice for the Bacillus subtilis.
Oh, that's an excellent plan. I'm going to look for that next time I'm at Costco and start experimenting with that. That sounds wonderful. If you'd like to hear the entire interview with Dr. Davis, be sure to click on this video over here, and we'll see you over there in my Texas Hill Country kitchen. Love and God bless.